2 minutes with the truth clock. The stairs creaked like a tired animal as I followed the corridor to the old theater's basement. A sign hung crookedly, "Quiet Room." Beneath it, a small brass plaque announced in scratched letters, 2 minutes, for truth or for loss. The door felt colder than the air outside, as if it remembered every door it had ever opened and never forgotten a single confession that passed through. Inside, the room was almost absurdly plain. A single folding chair, a narrow wooden bench, and a clock on the wall that seemed to blink at me in a dull, judgmental way. The room smelled faintly of mothballs and rain. The clock's face showed 2 o'clock in bright, relentless numerals. A whisper of wind moved through a crack in the wall as the door slid shut behind me with a soft, final sigh. 2 minutes. A voice announced from nowhere and everywhere at once, precise as a metronome. The clock ticked. The minutes stretched. I sat where the chair faced the bench and watched the room begin to listen. The walls grew pale and then clear, as if someone had pressed the world's memory into the plaster. On the bench's surface, I saw a dozen passenger ticket-sized memories flicker into being. A conversation I'd never had, a phone call I wouldn't answer, a lie I told to protect my own skin. Each memory hung there, a small, stubborn ghost refusing to fade. "Speak," the voice urged, almost tenderly. "Tell the truth you keep behind your teeth." The request felt almost ceremonial, like stepping into a sacred stage where the most intimate thing you've done is supposed to be both thunderous and undeniable. I swallowed. The truth, when held under bright light, always looked ridiculous to me. But the truth also carried a weight I could not pretend was not mine. I whispered, "I am afraid of being laughed at. I pretend not to care, but I care too much about what strangers think." The words sounded small, ordinary, and not nearly dangerous enough to bend a room's fate. The room trembled, then settled. The clock's second hand stuttered and stilled. The walls opened, not with violence but with a soft sigh, revealing a corridor beyond, a corridor lined with doors, each one a memory. A door labeled with the memory I'd just spoken aloud stood slightly ajar. Beyond it, a younger version of me stood waiting, eyes bright with the stubborn belief that the world would be kind if only we were bold enough to show it who we are. The voice returned, quieter now. "Truth is not a weapon. It is a doorway. Step through, and you will leave something behind you that you no longer need. The memory." You smiled an almost forgiving smile and stepped aside, allowing me to pass. When I finally opened my eyes again, the clock's hands had moved, though not much. The door to the quiet room was ajar now, the stairwell beyond smelling of rain and old paper. I stood and walked toward the exit, feeling lighter and older all at once, as if shedding a skin I'd worn for years and still carried with me in public. Outside, the night was calm, and the streetlights hummed with a patient, approving glow. I did not know if 2 minutes had truly altered anything as grand as fate, but I knew this. I could bear to tell the truth again, and maybe, just maybe, the truth wouldn't destroy me the next time I spoke it aloud.